What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Sports Lovers. I'm your host, Ben Jones, and today we will be looking over the 2023 schedule for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I'm sorry for the absence, guys. I just haven't had a chance to make many videos, and I haven't been blessed with a lot of content, coming from the NFL, NBA, or anything like that. So, you guys know how dry it is in the sports world right now. It's hard to come up with content, but today I just thought of doing this because, I never did it for the Bengals. I did it for the Saints, but not the Bengals. So this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking over, and I'll give you my thoughts for each week. And by the end, I'll give you my prediction for how I think we're going to do this season. Couple things first. If you want to stay up to date on all the latest sports news, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Grant posts most of the time, obviously, but I make videos when I can. And second thing, this is off topic, but I like my socks. I got them for my birthday, and I figured I'd wear them for this video. I haven't had a chance to wear them, haven't had a reason to wear them, but now I do. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. And I'm going to be moving past preseason. Nobody cares about that. My prediction 2-1 for the preseason. All right, week 1, we are going to be opening the season on the road in Cleveland. So Cleveland, obviously, they have a good team this year. They are, I think most people have them second in the division. They're going to be giving us a run for our money, though. That's for sure. I don't know. It's going to be a hard-fought game. They have a tough defense, right? But I don't know. I think I'm going to have to say we take the win here. I'm not going to be giving scores or anything like that because there's no way to predict that. It's just dumb. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a close game, though. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson's probably going to be back to form. They still have Nick Chubb. They have a good receiving core with Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Njoku. They have weapons. And then their defense, Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith, Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit. They have a bunch of guys on defense too. And, assuming Deshaun Watson goes back to Houston form, they have a chance to win this game, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we are going to pull out the win and start the season 1-0. Next week, week 2, we are at home against Baltimore. Now, the Cincy fans are going to be loud and proud this game, and they're going to be trying to get in John Harbaugh and Lamar's head, and they're definitely going to affect their play calling, and they're just going to be prepared. And same goes for our team. I think the first home game of the year, everyone on the team's going to be antsy, to play back in the home stadium, and they don't want to disappoint the fans. And I don't think they're going to. Even with, I know Baltimore got Odell and, they got Zay Flowers, but let's be honest, did their team really improve significantly? I don't think so. I still think they're mostly, the same team last year that we should have swept, to be honest, but we didn't. I still think that we have the willpower, and I still think we have the more talented team to beat Baltimore, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to start the season off 2-0. Next week, we are at home against the Rams. This should be a blowout. The Rams, I wish I could say they could be good, and they might. Sean McVay is a good coach, but there are just holes there that can't be filled. Like, Cooper Kupp just got hurt again. Their defense, they still have Aaron Donald, sure, but who else? Like, they they just don't have the team this year. Just like last year, injuries are probably going to affect them again, and this should not even be close. We win and we go up to 3-0 in the records. Week 4 is going to be on the road against the Titans. The Titans, I don't think, are going to be anything special this year as well. This should be an easy win. Obviously, they're still trying to figure out their quarterback situation right now. We don't know by the time Week 4 comes around who will be starting, whether it be Malik Willis, Will Levis, or Ryan Tannehill. And yeah, sure, they just got D-Hop, but that's not going to turn their entire team around. They have a good defense, I guess, but their offense is pretty lackluster. You know, they still have Derrick Henry, but he can't do everything. And I think this should be an easy win. And side note, I feel bad for Mike Vrabel. He's doing his hardest. He's trying his best, and you know his team's just not doing good anymore, and he can't help that. He's a good coach. Like, I have respect for him, but he just doesn't have the team this year, and I don't think they're going to do any good. So we are going to take this win and go improve to 4-0. Next week is on the road against Arizona. Weeks 3 through 5 are a breeze. They're the easiest weeks of the season. This should be the biggest blowout in the entire NFL. I'm dead serious. Like, the Cardinals, guys, Cardinals fans, I'm sorry, but you guys are just going to be awful. I know you've already accepted that, but I mean, what are you guys going to do? Like, your quarterback's injured, and your star quarterback that you guys love so much is injured, and I mean, you lost D-Hop, Buda Baker wants out. You don't have any special talents on your roster, and I'm sorry, you're going to get a beatdown. And Cincy is going to go to 5-0 to start the season. And that's all I have to say. Week 6, since Seattle, it's Seattle, and it's at home. I forgot to write away and home for some of these, so I'm just going to say the teams by the time we get to like week 13. Let's see. So Seattle. Seattle, they surprised everyone last year. They were expected to go maybe like 3-14, and out of nowhere they made the playoffs. Geno had a career year. Kenneth Walker had a 1,000-yard season. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are still themselves. I think they believe they got Bobby Wagner back for a second stint. So, and he's still got some left in the tank. So they're gonna be good. But not good enough to beat the Bengals. And we're gonna go 6-0. And if it just sounds like I'm being biased here, maybe a little, but it's just my opinion. I mean, I do have losses marked down. So, and one of them's in the next game. So you're gonna have to bear with me. This is just my opinion. This is how I think these games are gonna go. And if y'all are getting frustrated, then don't watch. Week 7 is a bye, and then we're moving on to week 8 in San Francisco. That's gonna be tough. Kyle Shanahan is he's a top 5 coach for sure. He's probably close to top 3 because he always knows what to do every year. It doesn't matter who his quarterback is. Whoever his quarterback is in week 8 won't be the same quarterback that started the season opener. Like, whether that be Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, or Sam Darnold. Like, they're still going to find a way. They have the best supporting cast in the NFL. They're arguably the best defense in the NFL. And I think they're gonna beat us. Not bad, but they're gonna beat us. Home field advantage, and their roster is just so freaking good. I mean, it's I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like our chances there. Next week, the Buffalo Bills are coming to Cincy, and this is the first time these two teams will have played each other since the divisional round last year when we beat them in Buffalo in the snow. And I know people are still complaining over that. Like, you really think things would have gone different if we had played in normal weather? Maybe a little. Probably still would have beat you. You know, I think we're going to beat them. This is obviously the first time the Bills have played in Cincinnati since the Damar Hamlin accident. And I'm sure people are going to be thinking about that this year. And I think he'll be on the field. I hope he'll be on the field this time. I hope he'll still be going. This time this game is going to be finished. And I think it will be finished with a Cincinnati win. So, reminder, at this point in the year, we are now 7-1. This is my predictions. And, 7-1. And it could go anywhere from like 4-3, not 4-3, 5-3. It could go from 5-3 to 7-1. That's the range I see for the first half of the season. All right, week 10, we are going to Houston is coming to us. And I wrote L on here. That's a mistake. I messed up writing the schedule earlier. That is going to be a win. It should be an easy one, too. I mean, Houston is good, but not spectacular. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be that great, but we'll see. They're going to be better than last year, that's for sure. And they may get like 6 or 7 wins, but nothing spectacular. And that should be an easy win. All right, next game is at Baltimore. They're going to get us this time. That is an L. That's, if you're keeping track, that's 2 losses now on the season. So, Baltimore at home, that's a tough crowd to win it. And, you win some, you lose some. We beat them earlier. I'm predicting we're going to beat them earlier in the season at home. And then they're going to beat us in their place. So, I think most fans would agree with me on that. But we'll see. Next week is Pittsburgh, and we should beat the Steelers. We should sweep them too. The Steelers. Mike Tomlin's obviously still gonna, lead them to a 500 record or above because he does every year. But they're not gonna, blow anyone's doors off. They're not gonna win the division. And I think everyone's predicting them to go last again. But that doesn't mean they won't give us a tough fight. They still can. I still have some faith in Kenny Pickett. He definitely, without a doubt, has a future as to be their franchise QB. But I think our defense is going to overpower him. Similarly to last year, and I don't like their chances there. So we take the win, moving on to week 13, where we have got a tough test against Jacksonville. They were one of the biggest shockers in the NFL last year. I mean, they went from 1-15 to making the playoffs. That's spectacular. Trevor Lawrence, obviously, nobody's counting his first year. That was against Urban Meyer, or under, not against. Was under Urban Meyer, and he's obviously shown to not care about his job. I don't think I got the record right. Did they go 1-15? I don't remember. But let's just say they weren't good. They weren't good. And they weren't good his year one. Obviously, we saw just how much he improved last year. I think they're going to get us. I think they're going to beat us. And they have so many weapons there. They got Travis Etienne, Evan Ingram. They still have Zay Jones, if I'm not mistaken. Christian Kirk. Their offense is still loaded. Their defense ain't bad this year. They still got Josh Allen. And they got Rayshawn Jenkins, all those guys. And I think they're going to beat us there. So that's 3 losses. 3 losses of the year. That's it's probably around what people expected. Maybe people are expecting us to have around 4 or 5 losses, which is around the total that I think we're going to have. But anyway, that's beside the point. Moving on, we're going to play the Colts the next week. And that shouldn't be that tough of a game. The Colts, they obviously got a brand new head coach, Shane Steichen. I think that's his name. And he doesn't have coaching experience, head coaching experience. He just came from Philly. Obviously, he was the offensive coordinator there, and then the Colts brought in Gardner Minshew, who also just came from Philly. So, and that's kind of besides the point. But I'm just saying that Gardner Minshew could be the starter. Anthony Richardson could either play amazing or he could play, below average. So, but either way, it's not going to matter. We have a more talented team than the Colts, and that's a trap game. I'm counting that as a trap game. We should beat them. Moving on. Next week is Minnesota. So Minnesota, we obviously know how lucky they got last year. Their offense was amazing. They were top 10. Kirk had a great year. Justin Jefferson obviously had a great year. And Hawkinson helped that. KJ Osborne. They weren't a bad team. They're still not a bad team, but we know how very, very lucky they got. And they were kind of frauds, and that showed in the playoffs. I'm not, I don't know. I don't think they're not going to be as good as they were last year, and I don't think they're going to be good enough to beat us. So that's another win. It's another win for us, and obviously their defense still isn't that much better. I mean, they got Marcus Davenport, sure, but he, as a Saints fan, watching him over his career, he's never been healthy for a full year, so he's only going to do so much. Like, he's limited. He's limited to do so much. That should be. It might be a close game, but it might be a close game for the first 3 quarters, but we should pull away in the end, and we should beat them. Next week, week 16, we got 3 games left. That is Pittsburgh again, and like last time, that's a win. I said we should sweep them. I explained all that. Moving on, Kansas City, toughest game of the year, week 17. We know the history between Kansas City and Cincy. Obviously, the first time they played, Joe got him. The first three times Joe played Kansas City, beat all 3. And then, AFC Championship game, we lost that. But, and this is an Arrowhead too, by the way. This game's going to be an Arrowhead again, which 2 years ago, we proved that we could beat them in Arrowhead. No one expected us to. No one, that 21-3. I mean, they had us 21-3, and we still came back and beat them. We know how they went. And then last year in the AFC Championship game, that was that was an Arrowhead again. But still, it was a close game, and, they won. I mean, they were able to win off a penalty that was, it was not a bad call. I'm not saying it was a bad call. They deserve the win, but I think we get them again. and you might disagree with me on that. That's fine, but I think we beat them again in overtime on another field goal from Evan McPherson. I mean, you got to dethrone the reigning champ sometime, right? I mean, Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. That doesn't mean he's going to win every single game. And that doesn't mean he's going to beat the Bengals every single time. He's proven to struggle to do that, obviously, the past 3 seasons, or 2 seasons. And I think we're going to beat him again. Zach Taylor has shown he's proven that he can win an Arrowhead. Joe has proven he can win an Arrowhead. I think we're going to do it. And then the last game of the year is Week 18 at Cleveland. I have this down as a loss just because I think by this point we're resting all our guys. We will have clinched the division sometime in Week 16 or 17. That's just that's a throwaway game. So my final prediction for this year is 13-4. 13-4, and winning the division again. With Cleveland coming second at let's say 11-6, Baltimore at 9-8, and Pittsburgh at 8-9. Or sorry, 8-1. How about that? I'll be nice and let Mike Tomlin have another 500 record. But that is going to do it. That is going to do it for my my predictions for the 2023 season for the Cincy Bengals. And earlier in the video, I know I got a little mad about, saying if you just disagree with me, then don't watch. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry. Moving past that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe, make sure to like this video. Tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me if you disagree or if you agree. I gotta have feedback on this, and I want to know how right or how wrong I am. This is just my personal opinion. This isn't fact. Remember that. And that's gonna do it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. It's just a few more weeks till football season. We're gonna wait it out. Enjoy your day, guys. Take care of yourselves. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.